Chapter 10. The Reluctance Illustrated. Policy uncertain during the presidency of Bill Clinton. Clinton was a politician who held offices from Attorney General, Governor with 4 terms, and the President of the United States. Clinton is known for his uncertainty and chameleon-like behavior. At some points, he stood for very liberal policies, but would also flick back and forth with some conservative policies, both in his time as governor and as president. He became president in 1992. Even though he grew up in the South, he held convictions for social reform and populist convictions. Even though he had these convictions, he was viewed as a chameleon and was feared that he never had a deep enough conviction or core value to actually choose a side. When running for president, Clinton faced incumbent George W. Bush. Many thought that he wouldn't win. He ran on the platform of reduce the deficit, spend more on education, job training, public improvements, reformed health care, tax cut for middle-class Americans, reformed campaign financing. And he won with a 43% popular vote. It had been 12 years since a liberal Democrat had controlled the office, so the party viewed this as a time where they would be able to refund and rebuild social improvements, health care reform, and welfare reform. So they tried their best to keep him from wavering on his promises, even though this did not always happen. Unlike many new presidents, he did not keep the same economic plan as his former predecessor. He decided to create a new economic plan that would reduce certain areas of the budget that would allow other areas like social reform areas to grow. He put in place ideas that did a major tax increase for wealthier Americans and slowed Medicare prices he slowed the Medicare price increase. 4 facts that are important for every social worker to know about the federal budget as it relates to social workers and their clients that they work with. 1. Funding of entitlements. Cuts in expenditures on entitlements have severe impact on social workers' clients who often depend on Medicare and Medicaid, AFDC, SSI, and food stamps. 2. Domestic discretionary spending. This section of the budget, which accounts for only about 16% of the funds, social programs related to mental health, child welfare, substance abuse, public health, AIDS treatments and prevention, homelessness, child care, and many other areas. Tax policy, tax cuts decrease the revenues needed to fund entitlements and domestic discretionary spending. Moreover, when taxes are cut excessively, budgets defect, and the national debt often leads to legislators to cut social programs. For military spending, military programs compete with domestic programs for discretionary funds. Indeed, more than one half of discretionary funds is devoted to military spending. It took a lot of lobbying by Clinton for the House to pass his stimulus package, but due to conflicts that arose with the ideals between Republicans and Democrats, the package lost a lot of its helpful resources. Clinton also wanted to enact Medicare, which is for people 65 and older, and Medicaid for people whose income is unable to support medical care. This package didn't pass, and it was devastating to Clinton. In 1993, Clinton outlined his anti-crime plan, and it would fund 100,000 new police officers, new federal death penalties, and fewer appeals on death row inmates. The Senate also added things like funds for prison culture, funds for prison building, a ban of semi-automatic weapons, and programs to prevent violence against women. This was the largest thing Clinton was able to accomplish in his first term. In 1993, Republicans took charge of the House, which led to Clinton having a difficult time to pass the bills that he felt were necessary in his presidency.